Hi everyone, today we are going to learn how to use dumbbells to unlock calisthenics skills like the inverted cross, the planche, the iron cross, the Maltese gymnastics strength pieces. This is not only for the calisthenic athlete. For those of you who want to be well-rounded, athletic, strong, jacked, big, but also have that upper body of a gymnast, and I'm referring to the arm strength and tendons thickness of a gymnast that allows him so much upper body freedom of movement. You can incorporate these exercises in your routine as they have been in the past been practiced by old school lifters who had nothing in particular with calisthenics training or gymnastics per se. It was just another way of improving their physique and performance in their routine. This is obviously as well for calisthenic athletes and gymnasts who want to specialize in skill training like the planche, iron cross, inverted cross, Maltese, and just get absolutely strong, tackling their weakness in a very, very easy and measurable way. I call them the dumbbell mimicking exercise because they exactly mimic the strength positions. Not in every sport we can use actual general strength training that is so specific to the demand of the sport. Quite simply because they are limited by strength. Technique is important, efficiency is important, we will discuss it in a moment, but they are limited by strength, and I will demonstrate it with a test that you can do right now using the rings. Before we get going with the video, if you want online coaching under my guidance, or if you want to hop on a training program and make bodyweight strength, muscle, skill gains, check the link below. Everything the calisthenic athlete needs is right there. Appreciate, like, share, and subscribe only if you love the video and you are new to the channel. This is the dumbbell inverted cross position, incline, planche, raises. This is the straight arm flies, really useful for the cross. And this is the Maltese fly, as name suggests, helpful for the Maltese. Why use the dumbbell mimicking exercises in your calisthenics routine? First, they are objective and easily measurable. This is a key important factor of proper strength training. Bodyweight strength training, bodyweight progressions are completely valid. And if you want to get strong at bodyweight, you need to practice bodyweight skills and enter the positions. But you have to understand that while you are becoming more efficient practicing the positions, there are more variables that affect your performance. Those of you who have practiced bodyweight skills enough know that performance fluctuates quite a lot. For instance, balance is a factor. For a planche, training legs, your legs grow, so that means more body weight. And it also means that the center of mass is now lower, heavier towards the legs. So even if you are just as strong in your arms and shoulders and everything calisthenics skill related, now performance drops even though you are just as strong externally. There are more variables at play. It makes training harder to objectively measure. And this will be also true for the average folk, but especially when you take it to the extreme, taller, heavier athletes, this is one of the reasons that they shy away from the sport. You understand that dips are amazing, pull-ups are amazing, but what do we do from here? The gaps between exercises as means of making the workout more intense, or progression within the same exercise, like the tuck planche, advanced tuck planche, starter planche, is huge, often leaving you with multiple months or even years of training without really knowing or objectively and measurably knowing that you are getting stronger. This is a disadvantage in calisthenics. I'm not saying that this is detrimental or this is the reason why you shouldn't train calisthenics. You can incrementally load the dumbbell exercises. You can add 1 rep at a time, 1 kilogram at a time to make sure that you are on pace with unlocking the skill in an objective way, measurable way, gradually exposing yourself to the exercise. It focuses on pure arm strength, which is the most common limiting factor in a lot of calisthenic skills. When you're performing the exercise, bodyweight skill, let's say iron cross, the limiting factor is the same when you do it, or the mimicking exercise using dumbbell. It is the biceps and the bicep tendon for most people. This is one of the almost a unique trait of a gymnast. The tendon and bicep strength is almost disproportionately strong to the rest of the body, and the total weight of the athlete allowing himself to work with such long leverages. Now, I told you that I want you to do a test right now to test my assumption that the limiting factor is strength. I think we are slightly inflating the importance of technique and neurological efficiency in bodyweight skills. Yes, whenever we practice, we always strive for maximum technique and maximum efficiency. We don't come into the session intentionally wanting to be less efficient, not optimal training technique-wise. But what I'm saying is that we are underestimating the strength demand of the skill and the fact that it is by far the limiting factor for you being able to hold these positions. And if you are not a beginner, I want you to test this right now. Do you know the looped rings, iron cross exercises, or the Maltese position where you insert your forearm into the strap and hold the rings from the other end? This is exceptionally easier because it reduces the leverage, okay? I can do it because I have those small boxes on the strap. I will just insert my forearm like this and hold the iron cross. I can also pull into Maltese and perform various other positions, inverted cross. I wanted to demonstrate this. I want you to test this exercise, and you can try it today or this week to see if you can enter this position. If you can enter this position, you understand two things. The first one is it's not that technically demanding. You tried it and you probably got it on the first go, the first try, or the first session. If you can enter this position, you figured out most of the technique. With exercises that are new, there is a technical and neurological efficiency adaptation, but it occurs over a short period of time, mostly in the first 5 workouts that you are introduced to a new skill. From that point on, the margin of technical and efficiency, neurological efficiency improvement is so small, even with exercises that are relatively technically demanding, like just bodyweight skills in general. And from there, it is mostly about physiological, morphological adaptations such as thicker tendons, bigger muscle groups that will determine whether you can unlock it or not. The second thing that you understand trying the looped rings position is that it is not the chest or your back or your traps or your shoulders that are probably limiting you from doing these exercises, because they work quite hard when you are entering the looped rings variation of the skills. The main difference between the looped one and actually full lever holding the rings with your hands is that the biceps are now the most challenged part. We are stretching the leverage at the forearm on the biceps from here to here. This makes the biceps and the bicep tendon in particular, but also other elbow flexors, the limiting factor. If you understand these 2 points, then you know why you can benefit from incorporating the dumbbell mimicking exercises, not in sacrifice of practicing the skills. I believe that most, if not all, of your sessions should start by practicing the actual skill, getting more efficient, but then, preferably, work on isolating your limiting factor. Objectively, measurably, over the long time, you can gradually, small increments, improvement, progressively overload those positions, and it does a better job at isolating these particular weaknesses. Let's go into the exercises. Let's start with the planche. The incline is better, but if you don't have incline bench, just incline yourself on the wall, straight arm, the same position, rotation when you do planche on floor. Okay, so if it's fully supinated dumbbells. If it's neutral, go neutral with the dumbbells. Now go slow and push through the sticking point. Try to keep protracted scapula. Push through that sticking point here. So this is the dumbbell planche press. When you go incline, the most challenging part is about here when the arms are parallel to the floor, which is also the same angle you will have between the shoulder and the torso, or the arm and the torso, when you are in a planche. You see this angle? Same angle as when I'm in the planche. I weigh 80 kilogram, 83 kilogram. When I can do sets of 3 presses with about 16 kilogram, I can do full planche presses on the rings. Almost 50% body weight dumbbell planche presses in order to do it on rings like that. Okay? For the iron cross and Maltese, you can do this on the floor as well, but I prefer to have a bench. We want something with the arms a little bit more out, right? This helps the cross when you go completely horizontal. Keep the protraction, keep the hollow body, and press. Okay? Make sure that you always do this every exercise. Do it with straight arms. If you bend the arm, tension goes to the bigger muscle groups, deltoids, chest. Straighten the elbows. Now the bicep and bicep tendon becomes the limiting factor. The same limiting factor on rings. We have the planche press. Again, keep this shape. Protraction, depressed, straight arms. This is essential to build the right type of strength and technique. Same with the cross, hollow body. Don't arch like that your lower back. Keep your lower back tucked. It should touch the bench. Arms at shoulder height. Boom, pressing up. For the Maltese, do the same as the iron cross, but bring the arms closer towards the body. Lower it down closer to the body. So dumbbells are the same line of the body, and press to punch or to support. Straight arms, protraction, hollow body. Lower back is tucked to the bench. Over grip, like a false grip almost, and press. That first rep that you have to open the chest in order to lock the repetition should be your last rep. Like this. You go, you can keep form, but then when you press, you have to open chest and retract scapula. End the set, okay? Because you want to practice this exercise in the context of the skill that you are training. When I had full planche to Maltese, back to full planche presses, straight arm presses on rings, I was able to do 3 reps for 3 sets using exactly 60% of my body weight. This is in total, both dumbbells combined. When I was able to do multiple reps with 60% of my body weight, I immediately had the skill on rings. I only trained rings once a week to keep the skill alive, but focused on building the raw strength necessary. You don't need to train 7 different bodyweight exercises and progressions for the planche. Holds, planche push-ups, planche leans, pseudo planche. You can now isolate your weakness. Now, for short-armed athletes, I have a long wingspan. For very short-armed athletes, the biceps and the bicep tendon are usually not the weakness. So maybe for you, it is a big muscle group that is your weakness. So for instance, for the planche, I will do a lot of handstand push-ups to get the deltoid strong, or barbell overhead press. For the iron cross, I will do a lot of dips and Bulgarian ring dips to get the chest very, very strong. Okay? For the Maltese, a lot of ring push-ups. I'm coaching one of these students now. That's a rare case where the arm is short and the biceps is actually not the limiting factor like for most people. So we are working on a lot of weighted wide pull-ups, okay, for the iron cross, ring dips for the iron cross, so we can get a lot of muscle mass into the picture. His biceps and bicep tendon are already quite strong. If you want bodyweight strength programs and online coaching under my guidance, check the link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. See you next time. Thank you.